Hello and welcome to Dreams and Wings, and welcome here to sunny Inverness. Yeah, sorry about that. It's the weather's pretty grim, and I thought, shall we go for fake weather so we can do a bit of sightseeing, or shall we go for live weather? And I thought we'll go for live weather. I know sometimes people say I always fly in live weather, and it would seem a bit fake to have blue skies if this is what it's like. So I thought, to hell with it. We'll see how it goes. If it's pretty boring, because half the reason of being up here is seeing the scenery. But if we end up just flying in the murk the whole time, then we can cancel that. What do you think, Duxford? Squadron dog there. Yeah, not paying any attention. What about you, Sunshine? Yeah, usual attitude from him. Anyway, so we're here at Inverness. I'm going to be using Random and Anywhere, which is a cool little mod to go with the H145 in the action pack. So I don't know where we're going to end up going, and that's half the fun. And look at that lovely Chinook there. Very nice. I could hear some engine noises before, so I'm guessing that there's some more around. Anyway, just having a quick look in the chat. Hello, everybody. Great to see some familiar faces there. I hope you're all doing well. Aidenator, it was you in the Chinook. No, that's absolutely fine, mate. Always good to have a Chinook along. They're very handy for carrying parts and spare snacks and things. You might have noticed over there by that tank, the chaps, they were a little bit nervous about coming and flying, so I got some extra facilities in there, courtesy of Camp Out. But yeah, really just not appreciated at all. What can you do? Anyway, right, let's just do a few things. So I'm going to close the back door, close the middle door, close that door. There we go. And I'm just going to disconnect the ground power as well. And then we will just go here, and we'll just clear everything out the way. No, I didn't ask you to put the tent there. Honestly, let's try that again. I think I pressed the wrong button. There we go. Right. Yeah, Duxford's gone, and the spare car's gone as well. Excellent. Everything is ship shape, and we are ready to go. Oh, excuse me. Just noticed my this looks very dodgy. Sorry, I just noticed the screw on my joystick extension. This is getting worse. Has come loose. So let's just we don't want any nasty accidents. Right. So first things first, I am going to get some power on. There we go, and let's get some lights on. I'm using come here. I'm using Tobii eye tracker now, but I'm not using the eye tracker bit. I'm just using it for the head tracking, and thanks to Alpha, I have got some really good settings now that have improved it, but it's still not quite as precise as my old track IR, so I'm still getting used to that. It's a bit of a pain. Right, let's get the... I can get that on. Excellent. And let's get the missions. See if I can remember how to do this. It's been a while. It's actually really nice to be able to do this again, because as I say, it has been a while. Random and Everywhere. Just get that connected up. We need to accept the call down here. Go on, get that click spot. So we're going to do single player. It is not connected. Oh, there we go. Okay. Something I wanted to do. Okay, that's not good. That didn't happen when I tested it earlier. It's always the same. You go onto a live stream and everything starts to go a bit hazy, so I just want to reduce that down a bit there, and that's all good. Right, let's see if this is still going to come up. So cabin preparation is still running. See what they do. I've got a nasty feeling it's not going to get beyond 12%, but we'll see. Maybe I'm being a little bit negative before it's actually happened. It does seem to be a little bit stuck. I did do a quick test on this last night to make sure it would fire up, and it did, so not quite sure what's going on. But anyway, we've got engine 1 starting, and he hasn't jumped out, which means there's definitely something not right. There we go. Okay, so it doesn't look like co-pilot's doing the walk around thing. I wonder if that's because of the order that I did it. I think that might be because of the order I did it. We'll try and experiment in a bit. A person has been injured while cooking with a grill. Hey, it can easily be done. We take these things very seriously. Let's keep an eye on what's happening here. Just have a quick look at the chat. Yeah, good to see you too, Orbital mate. I hope everything is well with you and everyone in the chat. Oh, you got the Schweizer. Oh, okay, yeah, I've not got that one, Felix. I've not tried it. It's certainly one that I've been tempted to get. Right, we've got a good start there. Let's go back up here, get those off. I'm having to chase these because the tracking is so awful. I think it might be something to do with the light, maybe. But you can see how it's jumping around. Again, it wasn't doing this earlier, so maybe something's changed with the light. Let's have the LAVCS on. Done that, done that, done that, done that, done that. Let's have some light on because it's so sunny. Okay. Whoa. There we go. So one of the things that is frustrating about the Toby. By the way, how's the sound level? Is that alright? Can you hear me okay? I've got a new headset, so I don't know if my dulcet tones are being drowned out. Where's the mouse pointer gone? Okay, that's so good. Okay, let's have a quick look. Tell you what I'm going to do. Let's turn off the tracking. At least one person. That's so good. Now, interestingly, normally you get a magenta line, and we're not getting that. So. We will see, but I've got cabin ready for takeoff, so we should be good to go. Quick check of the chat. Thank you guys. Alpha, thank you for your settings, mate. It certainly helped a great deal. And strangely, I think I was saying to you, I didn't know if it was to do with lighting or but I tested this last night and it was working perfectly. And today, look at that, it's stable again. Yeah, weird. I do find that with the Toby, it's quite temperamental. Right, so let's now that up and let's have that. That's all good. That's fine. The fact that I'm not getting the magenta line down here makes me wonder if something isn't quite working correctly. But we're going to go for it anyway. I'm just going to wind that out so I've got a general direction. Okay, right. Quick look around. Got a Chinook over there. Okay, just about to see behind. Again, the Toby isn't great for looking over your shoulder in this sim. Right, let's do some flying. Quick look, have I got everything set up? Yeah, that's all good. Fine, fine, fine. Okay, let's go rescue this person who has managed to do something drastic with the grill. Just looking down at the tablet there to see what if anything was going to change. So it's now saying fly to the accident scene, but we've still not got the magenta line. But hey ho, let's start moving forward.
V-tox.
Okay, that's good. That
VY.
That means that the sounds from the co-pilot are working even if you didn't get out and do the check. Interesting, there's no magenta line though. That's a tad unusual. I've actually never seen that before, but that's just the way it goes. With the, like I was saying before, it's always on live streaming, something really weird happens and you wonder what the hell's going on. Alright, let's get the artificial terrain up so we can see what's going on. So I'm just using the autopilot now. When I started flying the H145, I rarely used autopilot. I preferred to hand fly it, but in weather like this, it kind of makes sense. The whole point of having it there is for safety. Just noticed something else funny going on. So let's take the autopilot off. Back on again. That's better. Okay. So this is actually not a bad spot for it to be sent to. We'll almost certainly be getting directed to Raigmore, which is not too far from here. Try and keep the distances a bit shorter for this sort of thing because we can get a bit more action in. But as you can see, with this weather, you are not going to see anything. So I think maybe after this rescue I might put on wimp weather and then we can actually see some of the scenery. Quick check of the chat. Yeah, I did wonder that, Alpha. That's the biggest problem I had before with the grass monkey system. It was really sensitive. This one doesn't seem. This one.
Terrain ahead. Pull up. Terrain ahead. Pull up.
This one doesn't seem to be too bad actually. I mean, with the grass monkey, I had to fly with. I had to fly with a blackout blind. I've got a window just here. You can just see it there, and it is quite sunny here today, so I wonder if maybe there's a fair amount of UV coming in. Yeah, Aaron, I don't know if it's the lag, but if you're talking about what I was seeing just before, which was when I took it off autopilot, the altimeter was showing what looked like 0. So I took it off autopilot and then it all seemed to come back again. So not quite sure what was happening there. I do love this helicopter. Flying these HEMS missions is such great fun, and I've not done it for a while, so it's nice to get back in and do another session. Just watch out for that mast there, that could get painful. So we're not a million miles away now. We'll just have a quick look outside. Get rid of that. We have the Chinook, backup Chinook with us. Always good to have a Chinook with you. Okay, now I'm going to take it off autopilot now as we're getting closer. Let's see if we can look out for the Casualty. I wonder if I've got a setting that's turned the magenta lines off. It certainly helps you to find where you're going. But let's see if we can see anything. Can't be far off it. Not seeing any flares. Okay, let's just zoom in on this one a little bit. Okay, it should be down there. Let's see if we can have a look. It's just on the other side of that. Just down there, according to the map. But I'm not seeing any flares and I'm not seeing any people, so let's go and have a look. Get down a bit closer. I'm just going to close that map, the tablet a second. I'm not seeing anyone around, so let's just there we go, just put it into hover mode. Okay, so this should be on the other side of this building. So let's take it off hover mode again. Let's have a look around. It's all good practice. I have a sneaky feeling that that error message that came up at the start means that the mission hasn't initiated properly. But that's okay. Like I say, it's all good practice flying, and I can always try and start it up again. Worst things have happened. If I don't see anything, then what I will do is land, because sometimes the mission assets, you know, I mean the mission assets could be inside that building. Yeah, so I'm not seeing anything, so I'm going to land. Let's just concentrate on that for a minute. I come over this way. Got distracted then because I thought I saw something over there, but it's actually just the part of that tree. So, a little bit close to that tree, sunshine. Should have brought the spare toilet with us, shouldn't I? Right, this is the tricky bit. Trying to flick these switches without accidentally See, it's jogging around now. That's so frustrating. Has that gone into off or... There we go, back in, that's what I mean. That just went into idle. Sorry, off instead of idle. Just need one click down. If I can get the click spot. Come on! There we go. Right, let's see what the crew do. Looks like our engine 2 is still in flight mode, so see if anything's going to happen. Yeah, I've got a feeling that this has gone wrong. Let's just wind the map out a second. Let's think through the problem. Something obviously hasn't loaded in. Okay, so what we are going to do is we'll leave the helicopter in idle. Let's just come over here. Just going to quickly check my height. Operation Center. I know I've got all the assets because I've used it before, so that's not an issue. But we're going to come to here. And we're going to abort mission. Going to refresh the index. Everything's disappeared from there. That is connected. Let's go random and everywhere. Connect up. So got that. There we go. So that's all connected. See what happens. Yeah, when I tested this last night, I had no error messages at all. So I'm interested to see what we get. What this does do is it tries to build in some realism with timings if you haven't seen it before. So we're not going to immediately get a message. We've got one come up now. Several vehicles have been involved in a collision. They are reported injured, so we're going to accept it.
Cabin preparation. Please wait.
Okay, this feels good. You can stay there, Sunshine. We're already started up. We've got a line. That's a good start. That's a good start. I'm going to leave the weather where it is, I think. So we're just waiting for cabin preparation to be 55% completed. Lads, if anyone wants to nip out for a wee, just do it now. You know you're getting too immersed when you start talking to your virtual crew. Yeah, Felix, do you know what? It's funny. I when it comes to fixed wing, I'm not into glass cockpits at all. When it comes to the helicopters, I love the H145, using it in this kind of mission role. But I also love the Huey, Taug's Hangers Huey, the Llama. I love the 500E. 500E. Is it the 500E? The Cow and Sim one? Yeah. Okay, that's all good. That's all good. Happy with that. We've accepted it. Okay. So what have we got? So at least one injured, waiting for info. Several vehicles have been involved in the collision. They are reported injured. Waiting info about rescue vehicles' presence. So there's now police crew on the way to the site, and symptoms are burns. So as we progress, then we're going to get updated on that. Anyway, whoever was mucking us about in there with this fake prank emergency, you do one. Right, let's concentrate on flying. That'd be a good start. Try and get this damn click spot again. I think what I'm going to have to do concentration required just to just to press those buttons. Yeah, I think what I'm going to have to do is set up a special view just to look down at the instruments, because of course with Toby you can't, unlike eye tracking, you can't freeze it in position, which is frustrating. I've got to be honest with you. I kind of regret getting the Toby, if I'm completely honest, but I'm not giving up on it yet, and certainly those settings Alpha gave me have really helped. But it's little things like that that are just very frustrating. Right, let's watch the trees. A little bit of stuttering. That seems to be regular stuttering. So that means that something is playing up. Yeah, that's a regular stutter.
VTOS.
It always happens on a live stream. Something silly or weird happens.
VY.
So I guess you guys can see that we're now getting a regular stutter. And I've seen that somewhere before, but I can't for the life of me remember what was causing it. So if I turn off the Toby, that's not making a difference. Wow, that is weird. It's in a regular, it's happening on a regular kind of basis as well. Anyone in the chat, have you seen this before? I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it. It's come in ever since I restarted the mission. Hello? Has it gone now? That seems to have gone now. Yeah, it's gone. How very odd. Not quite sure what was causing that. Yeah, Alpha, that's a good point, mate. I hadn't considered that. Is everyone pre-ordering MSFS 2024? Which I must admit I haven't done yet. And like a grumpy old git in the Falmir video that I released last night, shameless plug, I was talking about not really understanding the point of getting the mega expensive packs, because I don't really fly default aircraft. But then in the same breath, I was talking about wanting to have the high performance group Super Puma, and someone's actually kind of pointed out the cost of the Super Puma plus I can't remember, there was one other aircraft they recommended. The price of those two together is worth the upgrade anyway, so you know, if you were to buy them separately, if they were available separately. So fair dues, I am going to be buying the Super Duper Deluxe, whatever it is, not the Aviator one or whatever it's called. Not too fussed about having a lunch bag and a pin badge thing and whatever else you get. But I do like the look of that Super Puma. Yeah, we've got lovely, lovely smooth sim now, thank heavens for that. Yeah, you're right, Alpha. I didn't see it at first, I'll be honest with you. I didn't see it, but then that's because I was being blind to the fact that, you know, I never fly default. Why do I want to spend money on it? But that helicopter certainly changes it. So we're back around Inverness, back where we started. I haven't got labels on, but I'm just looking to see. I don't want to ruin someone's day by being that guy that suddenly appears in front of them as they're trying to do something. And over there are the hills, but of course we can't see them because of the murk, which is a bit disappointing. But we're going to do this. We're going to do this rescue, and then we're going to change the weather so we can do some sightseeing. What's the time? So the time here is now 4:30. I've got no real end time in sight. I just thought, you know, we'll see how it goes. That was slightly off-putting, that, because I could hear what sounded like engines spooling down, but I presume I've got some kind of sound interference from a multiplayer aircraft, because my engines are, thank heavens, all good. Yeah, Guy, I totally agree with you. That H225, if it's anything like the detail and the love that they put into the H145 and the H160, it's going to be wonderful. And it's not the Helionics it's not the Helionics avionics system either, so that'll be something a bit different. Or I assume it's not. It's interesting to see.
Police. Fire engine confirmed on scene.
Excellent, good lads. It's interesting to see how AccuSeason is already putting autumnal trees into the sim. Oh, don't you dare! There we go. Got it back again. It's funny. I have noticed that since I've unplugged my Grass Monkey camera, my sim is a little bit smoother, but I don't know, I probably had to update some drivers or something and I hadn't done. I've just been a little bit wary. Co-pilot Cat is just kind of snuck into the room, and that usually means that she's going to suddenly launch herself onto my lap and start digging her claws in, so if I suddenly look pained and they lock...
Possible hospital destination for our patient. Info available on tablet. We can confirm or change later.
And a long blue hairy thing appears on cam. It's the cat.
500.
There it is. So we got smoke ahead. That's a good sign.
2 nautical miles from accident area.
Yeah, it's funny, Alfred. I don't know what's my pauses have been. Oh, well, this is just the kiss of death, isn't it? My pauses have been pretty good last couple of weeks, although I've not managed to get a huge amount of flying in. Right, let's have a quick look. So the wind's coming from over that away. I can see the flare, so I'm going to close the tablet so we get better visibility.
Rear crew, we are approaching the landing site.
Yeah, this is good. I'm getting all the good audio cues. Everyone seems to be switched on, ready to do their duty. Right, let's have a look at this landing site. Sorry lads, you might have to do a bit of walking. Although we have got, oh yeah, we've got that spot there, but that looks like it's on a hill. Oh yeah, that's a right old mess, isn't it? Well, I think, against my better judgment, especially on a live stream, I'm going to put it down right there. And we'll just come over and then we can land into wind. So I'm holding the trim release on just so that I can manoeuvre the heli-whopper. That is going to be quite tight, but if I shut up and concentrate, we might have a fighting chance of getting in there. Right, let's have a look. Oh, I see another H145. I must stop getting distracted. Let's land this helicopter.
We are reasonably close.
We are reasonably down. Right lads, I've done my bit. Come on, get that click spot.
Rear crew, prepare for ground operation. Helicopter in position. Rear crew, clear to start operation.
Oh, now I just remembered. I didn't. Yeah, I don't
We
really.
need time for ground operations. Please stand by.
I always a bit nervous. Really, what I should be doing is closing everything down, but I'm always a bit nervous about turning off everything in case it disconnects the mission. I've never actually tried to turn everything off and see if it stays on, but sure as hell I'm not going to be doing it on a live stream. That's for sure. That would just be asking for trouble. So let's have a quick look. I'm going to turn these lights off, try and turn everything off that I can. I do realise, before anyone says it, that it's not a good idea to sit on the ground with the battery on and no power being, or no battery charge being generated by the generator of the engine running. But as I say, I do not want to risk disconnecting our mission after the way it started. Right, let's pop outside. Let's see what's going on. Where? Oh, I can hear a Chinook. Right, let's have a quick. Hang on. Let's have a quick look at what's going on here. Blimey! Oh yeah, this is a proper mess, isn't it? Where's the lads? Must have disembarked. Yep, they've disembarked. So we've got fire engine. Oh, there they are. There they are, working on the patient. Well done, lads. It brings a tear to my eye to see them working on there. This is incredible that you can do this stuff. Look at that tail back. I love it. Oh, that's nice. Let's see what we got down here. Hawkwind, good to have you along there. Oh, are you in the 84 squadron? You are. That is my favourite livery. Right there. You've, if you watch the channel, you've probably seen me using it. Very nice. Oh, retro. I see you over there in the Huey. Oh, so our man's coming back now, probably to pick up the stretcher. Maybe not. Oh, no. Is he going to go around the back? Yeah, so he's getting the stretcher. That means that we're going to be taking the casualty back, because sometimes you don't. Sometimes, as in real life, you might actually leave the doctor with the patient, and the doctor might go with the patient back to the hospital, and then you've got to fly to the hospital to pick the doctor up. Or they might say, yeah, thanks for your help, but we don't need you to take the patient. At the end of the day, HEMS is about delivering frontline emergency medical care via the helicopter. It's almost like bringing the hospital to the patient via the helicopter. Sometimes they don't need to go back to the hospital in the helicopter. So, and it simulates all that. It's just crazy. This mod that davierosoft has put together. He's a real-world helicopter flying instructor as well. But yeah, the work he has done on it, and he keeps updating it, is absolutely fantastic. Right, I'm just going to lock that off there. Well, I say lock it off, it's just cancelling the head tracking, so it doesn't drive mad. Right, catch up on the chat. I'm just going to accept it. Yeah, Regmore, great. Regmore at Inverness, that's perfect. Guy, this is how we roll, man. You know, turn up in the Yellowbird, but then you've got to have backup from the Air Force. And I've tried. Aidan, what livery are you in? It wasn't Air Force, was it? Was it Fire? Hang on a sec. Oh, right, we've got to start getting serious now. Hold on. Patient's coming back. That was quicker than I thought. Right. Let's start being sensible. Thunderbirds, yeah, it is. God, imagine that.
Patient on board, take care.
There'll be a Thunderbird pack before long. Okay, so I'm just looking down there at the tablet, just checking that.
Cabin secured, ready to fly.
Okay, so now we can head to the hospital. So, back up here, we have prime pump. There we
Preparing
go.
for engine, starting sequence 1-2.
We've got wobbly head tracking. Now he's jumping out. Let's get some lights on. Get back down. Right, go on, lad. Let's do it.
Area clear, ready to start engine 1.
There we go. The wrong kind of Yellowbird. I must admit, mate, maybe I'm being very slow. Is there a Yellowbird? Oh, concentrate. Jesus. Okay, so idle is good. Let's go for it. Oh,
Engine started successfully. Moving
sorry,
to other engine.
I jumped the gun. Sorry.
Engine clear.
Yeah, I've already started. Sorry, I should have waited for him. I've got so used
All
to.
engines started successfully.
Yay! I've got so used to not having him around. That's interesting. The eye tracking, well, of course. Well, the head tracking is when I wave my giant
Hold on.
mug.
Performing leak checks.
So you're checking for leaks. No leaks. Is the patient leaking? Oh, that's another thing that this head tracking is useless at, is trying to look over your shoulder. Because if I look there, I then have to remember to, is it go this way? Yeah, I have to go the opposite way. There he is. Right, so we got good engine starts. Let's get everything up and running. So transfer pumps on, prime pumps, DC receipts.
Okay, all good.
NAVCS. That on. That's a good, that's a good, that's a good, that's a good, that's a good. Let's get some lighting back on again. Then we come back down, have a quick look here, that's okay. Engine, come on. That's so good. Come back here, get you back on. All good. Fine, quick look, fuel is good. Happy with that. Happy with that. Happy with that. Right! Everyone ready? Time to start being serious. Center the head tracking. Check wind. Dead ahead. Halt wind, I'm just going to come over you, mate. Take off into wind. Oh, slight kick to the left there.
VY.
Oh, okay, yeah, I understand now. Blimey, how slow was I? I'm even up near Lossiemouth as well, where I sat in one many years ago. Good God. That would be so cool though, wouldn't it? To have a high performance group quality seeking. There we go. Okay, let's set that up and boof. Back into autopilot. Let's raise the altitude. Speed is okay. Happy with that. Quick check over the engines. That's all good. Fuel's good. Very nice indeed. Interesting. Or is it? There we go. That's all that sorted out. So here we are in lovely Scotland. Look at the views. I'm definitely going to have to turn this on. Hans, how are you doing, my friend? Hope all is good with you. Yeah, once we drop this patient off, we're going to go into wind weather mode so we can have some nice scenery. We've done the realistic thing. The weather isn't too much of a challenge anyway, so it's not like we're going to earn extra macho points for flying in that. But the visibility, and the visibility isn't really a challenge either. It's just dulls the scenery somewhat. I wonder if I just get settled in my seat again, and let's reset. There we go, just resetting the old head tracking, see if I can smooth it out a bit. It's definitely better than it was for me yesterday. There's the Chinook. Oh, it's a tanker! That's what it is. There we go. Right, speed's good, heading's good. Just need to come to the right a bit. And Raigmore's not too far at all. So we should be good. As Racer, good to have you along. We're just on the way to Raigmore, so if you're starting up at Inverness, it's just over there a bit, over that way. Ooh. Just remember, I'll keep the labels on for a little bit and then I'll turn them off again. Is there a bit of immersion killer? How you doing, mate? You alright? Yeah, enjoying it? Oh, he nearly nodded then. You saw that? Caught on film. Co-pilot actually nodded. I don't think he did really. I think he just had a bit of wind, but I'm going to take it that he nodded. So just correct the heading a little bit. Look around. Everything looks fine. We're not using the GTNs today because we're using this. I do love this helicopter. Did I just suddenly thought? Yeah, I did turn everything on. I just had one of those premonitions there where I thought someone, when this is video on demand, someone's going to say in the comments, "Oh, I think you're fine. You forgot to turn on your seat warmers," or something like that.
2 nautical miles from hospital.
I should say, in case you haven't already realised, this is not a tutorial, and I will make mistakes. Some people tend to get very worked up when mistakes happen, so I'm just kind of pre-warning anyone. If you're the kind of person that gets uptight when people make mistakes in videos, this is not the stream to watch. I've been so busy yakking, I've not really set this up very well. So there's our landing pad just down there.
Destination in sight.
There we
Medical
go.
crew is ready on landing spot.
See it just down there. So we're going to make an approach. We're going to come over here and we're going to make an approach over the buildings. See how that goes. Yeah, I was up in the Cairngorms a few weeks ago camping and the weather was absolutely atrocious, but my God, it was good to be up here again. If ever I can find a reason to move up this way, I will do. Having lived here before. There it is. There it is. Right, quickly check the wind. And I'm not talking about the co-pilot. Ha ha ha. Now that's interesting. The windsock,
500.
which I can just about see, isn't necessarily corresponding to the wind that I'm seeing up here, but that's cool. I'm going to trust the windsock, you know, and I'll tell you why. Because I recently did a flight where I was looking at the wind on little nav map, and it was blowing in the opposite direction to the runway direction that ATC had given me. This was in Say Intentions, and I thought Say Intentions was wrong until I thought I'm going to do it my way, and I did the approach. Believing my little nav map wind at you know, at circuit height. It was only about 1,000 feet, I think, and then probably about 400 feet from the deck, the wind literally did a 180-degree turn, and I realised why ATC had given the original direction. So Sometimes that happens. Be interested to see what happens in this case. I really do need to concentrate on what I'm doing and stop talking. Try not to hit the guys with the trolley. So looking at that wind, you can see the windsock. So I'm pointing into the direction the windsock's given me, but I think maybe the windsock in this case is bust. But that's alright, I'm committed now, so I'm going to bring it in.
Rear crew, prepare for ground operation. Wow, nice touch, Captain.
That's alright. That wasn't you, was it? You wouldn't have said something nice like that. That I know. Right, let's do that. Let's jump outside again. It does that every time I switch to, I don't know what the official name is, but I want to call it spinning round the helicopter view. I come up with that message there. This is actually very indicative of something else that I find. I guess really I was so focused on looking down there and using that as my aiming point.
Rear crew,
I didn't look over there. And you can, if you look over there, you can kind of see just how off centre I am. There he goes again. Right, so the lads are... wait, boys, come back. That's it. See, that's why we've got the Chinook. The Chinook has got the lads in. If these hospital crew don't do what they're meant to do, then the lads bowl in. But anyway, there we go. Let's move this down here. And let's lock that off. There we go. I can move my head now. Right, let's catch up on the Chatteroo. Oh yeah, Seeking shared cockpit. That would be really cool. Yeah. You imagine that if you could literally have everyone, all the different crew stations, and if you could do it in VR as well. That would be awesome. Mistakes are all part of the fun. They are. And like real world aviation, we're always learning. Did you end up picking up the Wasp Scout Pack? I didn't, Guy. I'll be completely honest with you, mate. I probably shouldn't say this. I'm not really interested in it. Yeah, I'm not really interested in that as a helicopter. I know it's really good quality and people are raving about it, but it's not one that I'm really interested in flying. Certainly not at the moment. It's the Huey that is giving me my kind of vintage military helicopter kicks. Yes, I can see that. We have got a Lynx inbound. And Alpha, it's good to see you in the 500E, one of my other favourites. There we go, Lynx. Now what is going on with my model matching? The Lynx has turned into a Bonanza. Are you using a repaint, Guy? I'm hoping you're going to say yes, because that would explain why I'm not seeing it. Something I should just point out here is that we've got the skip paperwork button, so our crew member, let's just go back outside. I was saying about how it simulates timing. It simulates the time it takes on the ground for them to deal with the casualty and all that kind of good stuff. It also simulates little things like this. So my guys are going off now with the hospital team, and they're going to go and do the paperwork. Now, we could sit here, and if we wanted to be really realistic, there we have the Westland Bonanza appearing on the... Look at that. Have you ever seen a VTOL Bonanza before? Now you've seen it. Only on this channel. Right, so yeah, well, I was waffling. So the guys are going off to do the paperwork. Obviously, we don't want to sit here while they do the paperwork. If you were doing this yourself and you wanted to simulate that, you could do. Or now would be a good time to go and make a cup of tea. You know, it's that kind of thing. So what I'm going to do is two things. First of all, I'm going to click skip paperwork, and then I'm going to put wimp weather on. Get rid of that, and yeah, I'll use cinematic because that could be quite nice. Come on, lads. Let's just reset that. There we go. So we're all good. So the lads are just getting back on board now.
Cabin secured. Ready to fly.
Okay, so I'm going to fuel up. So let's return to home base. Destination base selected. Let's see if it's given us Inverness. Yeah, cool. So we'll go and get some fuel from Inverness, and then we can do another mission. How does that sound, folks? We happy with that? What's the time? 5 o'clock. Oh, you got the spare toilet. Well done, Aidan. That's what we need. That is good planning. I like that. Okay, let's close that. Ah, right, okay. No, it's gonna... Oh, okay, I see what it's done now. So it's, I think it, yeah, it's using where we started from as the base. Of course, we took off from Inverness, but it's where I selected the mission is where it's actually coming to. So I think, let me just, there we go. We're not ready yet. Bum bum bum. Oh, all right. Listen, we don't turn down emergencies, okay? Fuel's all right. If we're quick, the fuel's all right. Actually,
Cabin preparation. Please
lads, can you just nip over to that car park and siphon off some fuel? Yep. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Oh, perfect. That's all we needed. Brilliant.
Cabin
Okay.
preparation complete.
Let's. I was just talking to the lads. They've managed to get some fuel. So if I just do it quickly so that the hospital staff can't see you doing it. There we go. Right, quick look around. That's all set up. That's all set up. We are in flight. That's all good. Our fuel has been added. Quick look at the overhead. That's all good. Right, let's go. Just waiting for someone now to say in the comments. I think you'll find that a real HEMS crew would not be stealing fuel from cars in the car park, and actually it wouldn't even work in the engine anyway. Yes, suspend your disbelief for just one moment. There's a lot of head bobbing going around, so I'm not sure. I've got the blind closed, so there shouldn't be too much UV light coming in. But it's interesting how it comes in fits and starts.
VTOS.
Yes, as racer, I do. I've definitely got one of them. I've got the Valley Squadron one. I want to say, is it 202 Squadron? Okay. That's all good. There, you can actually look around now. You can see the splendour of the Highlands. Let's turn off the labels. Cheers, Felix. Have a good one. Let's pop outside. Just going to come up with that again. There's the distinctive note of the Chinook. Right, how far have we got to get this? Can't be far off because it's saying accident. There we go. So what do we got? Let's have a look. At least one injured, waiting for info, medical emergency, ambulance, HC unit 24 on the way to the accident, no advanced paramedic on board, fire engine, crew arrived on location, symptoms, fever and severe pain. That's what I'm getting from trying to chase these buttons around with the Toby. Let's just try something here. Guy, what can I say? Hoisted by my own inaccuracies again. The head tracking now is a little bit more stable. Let's have a look at the overhead. So I've got a preset to look up, and then I'm just having a look around now. So yeah, that's not too bad. It's just when you're chasing a button, it's a pain in the neck. Literally. Right. Cold tea. Nothing quite like it. I need to fly that Chinook, you know. I've not flown it. I got it not long after it came out, and I've not flown it since. I get so little time in the sim. Boo-hoo, poor me. At the moment. I was just checking the stability then. I thought the pauses were coming back in. Right, quick look at everything. Everything's looking good. Happy with that. Let's have a quick look over here. Something else we can actually do if I can get the damn thing to stop moving. Right, let's freeze head tracking. And have a look there. So, patient unknown. Injured person in apartment. Status upon medical arrival unknown. Patient assigned emergency code 5. And down at the bottom there you got patient conditions 32. Life score 0 to 100. 100 means sunshine. Why are you wasting my time and the taxpayers' money getting a helicopter out to see you? And 0 is helicopter not required anymore. So 32 means that it's a fairly serious situation. Quite possible that we haven't got much information on this yet because we haven't got anyone actually on scene. We can check that. Back to dispatch screen. Ambulance has reached the scene. Crew requires further assistance. Okay. So they'll still be having a look at that. And as that changes, as time goes on, we'll get more information. The patient may actually start, patient condition can decline. So all this stuff can be going on. Right, let's just reset head tracking and let's start descending. So, looking at the road there. Just getting an idea of where we're going. Much nicer now that we can actually see things. There's that Chinook, doesn't it look splendid? It's just a nice gentle descent. Get some speed back on. Ah, interesting. We've got that regular stutter again. So that makes me think no, it's gone. I was going to say I wondered if it was the mission assets, but it's not. And like Alpha said, it could just be something server side, or could be something to do with multiplayer, but that is odd.
500.
So we've got no smoke flare. Okay, is that a... No, that's an autumnal tree. The autumnal trees are a very similar colour to the smoke flares. Excuse me. A bit of head bobbing going on there. Ah, that could be a flare. No, that's not a flare. Actually, do you know what? Thinking about it, I'm looking there, but it's over the other side of that hill. What a wally! Right, let's get there. Stutter's come back again. On a regular... gone again. Yeah, it must be something with the server. Gorgeous scenery. we're blooming miles away from the accident site, and there I'd sort of looked down there, accident scene in sight, and thought we must be quite close. But of course, when you actually look at the map properly, we're quite some distance from it.
Ambulance with no paramedic. Fire engine. Confirmed on scene.
Okay, that's good. Keep an eye out for any flares. Alpha, are you still in the chat, mate? Just keeping an eye out for power lines down here. I've got that power line.
I set a possible hospital destination for our patient. Info available on tablet. We can
Got that.
confirm or change later.
I've got that power line modem, which is pretty cool. Ah, cheers. Yeah, I was going to ask you, Alpha, do you know, does turbulence have any effect on the Toby? So, for example, like now where we're quite low, I'm getting a fair bit of head bobbing around movement when my head isn't moving.
2 nautical miles from accident area.
It's quite a lot, and I just wondered if it was if the Toby camera gets affected by turbulence at all. See, that's quite bad. Let me see if I can reset that a little bit. So resetting, no, I was going to say resetting has calmed it, but it hasn't. Right, let's just stow the tablet. Come to the left of the pylons and see what we got. It's
Rear crew, we are approaching the landing site.
looking fairly busy there. Look at that, the flare is right underneath power lines. So we're going to have to need to have some fun with the landing site. So we could land on the... Oh, there's links! I can see it! Yeah, I think we're going to land next to that railway track. Okay, cheers Alpha. Just trying to figure out why it's so temperamental. That links, by the way, is going to be appearing at some point fairly soon. All right, let's have a look. Got that stuttering again. An irregular interval. I wonder if it stutters every time someone presses buy on a pre-order of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Just keeping an eye on those cables. Come on. So the helicopter actually feels a little bit scared to get close to them.
We are reasonably close.
I wonder, that looks like it's on a slope. Every bone in my body is saying, don't be so stupid. was the last words he said just as he tried to inch it in. Let's have a look. When you see what the real crews can do with these things, and I should say, you know, we're having a bit of a laugh, I'm being a bit silly at times, but absolute respect to the people that do this in the real world. Yeah, we're definitely on a slope. There we go. Alright lads. Quick spot. Right, let's have a quick look. Well, yeah, that wasn't a slope. Thinking about it, I could have, it would have been better to have just gone on the railway. Actually, no, it wouldn't. It's too close to the edge. No, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Look at the views. Look at the helicopters. Just going to have a look at the links. Look at that. You'll be able to fly that soon. Beautiful. Beautiful. Right.
We need time for ground operations. Please stand by.
Okay, chaps. We'll close everything down. Oh, that is up there. Now, like I said before, just in case anyone has joined this, in this situation in the real world, they would close everything down, and I believe even as far as turning the battery off. I'm going to leave things on pure. I'm shutting down as much as I can, but I'm going to leave things on because I am scared of accidentally cutting off the connection between the mission center. The mission center links to the radio here, which keeps everything running, and what I don't want to do is turn anything off and then actually bust the mission. So there we go. Ground operation in progress. Helicopter area clear. Operations may take a while. Takeoff is allowed if the area is not safe. Well, we're down, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to close off head tracking. Let's have a look here. So you can see we've got a bit more information now that there's more people on the scene. So we know now it's a 66-year-old female. She's unconscious. It's a medical emergency. Well, that's why we're here. Ambulance HC Unit 24 has reached the scene. Crew requires further assistance. The fire engine crews arrived on location. And symptoms: fever and severe pain. Well, I'm not surprised. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh, here, by the way, it just so you can message.
Patient life signs are fading.
Oh, that's not good. You can message dispatch manually. We've got it on automatic. Sorry, it's just him saying that. I'm now a little bit more alert to what we need to do. Diagnosis: apoplexy. Apoplexy. Unconscious. Medical code 1. Vital signs fading. She's got a life score of 29, and we can even see her heart rate and her oxygen levels now as well. Excuse me. So this is definitely going to be us taking her back to the hospital, and I suspect it's going to be taking her back to Raigmore pretty quickly, I should think. Just catching up on the chats, Alpha. I think it's just super sensitive. Yeah, I think you're right, mate. And it's weird because it seems to be, there are times where it's like bang on, and it feels a little bit like the old Track R, and then there are other times where all of a sudden it's like it thinks your head is doing all this, and it's not because the sun's come out, because I think that's, I'm kind of keeping an eye on that, and that seems to be at a fairly standard level. But you see here, just to quickly say, you could say we didn't want to go to Regmore, say we wanted to practice on another hospital, you could select that. And if you wanted to take the patient on board, but then you got to go and get your tea, or you got to go out, you can just unload the patient, and then that will end the mission without you losing any kudos. Although of course your crew will never look at you in the same light for abandoning the patient. Right, so I just need to listen out to the crew now to see if they're going to say anything. Let's just turn the head tracking back on.
Patient on board. Take care.
Okay, let's start up. In this situation,
Cabin secured. Ready to fly.
Preparing for engine. Starting sequence 1-2.
so I was just focusing then, so I went a bit quiet. Yeah, in this situation, because the patient is deteriorating, we do need to get a bit of a wiggle on. That means run. Good God, that grass is long. Oh.
Area clear. Ready to start engine 1.
Starting engine 1. Yeah, the problem I've got with that, Alpha, and I have read that, is that because the distance between my sensor and where I am, it can't pick up my eyes. For me to get eye tracking to work, I have to kind of do that, which doesn't really work. Okay. Come on, mate.
Engine clear.
Okay. Thought he was going to say some more, but... So let's have a quick look. This really is just such great fun.
All engines started successfully.
It was the H145 and the action pack that actually got me into flying helicopters.
Hold on. Performing leak checks.
Yeah, check for leaks, boy. I never really flew helicopters in Sims, but I bought the H145 and thought, wow, this is pretty cool. And then HPG were good enough to give me the action pack to try out, and that was it. I was absolutely hooked. Okay, happy with that. Quick look down here.
Okay, all good.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. There we go. That click spot there, it's so easy for the switch to go the wrong way. So I just need to keep an eye on those and make sure they wind up as they should, which they look like they're okay. Yep, so nothing there. That's all sorted. That's all good. Okay. Watch the head tracking. And are we going to get that nasty stutter right? Cables are right in front of us. course, one of the other advantages of having crew on board for the real cruise is that your crew will call out obstacles and distances. We don't have that in the sim at the moment, but oh, there's the 500E. I love it. Oh, there's 84 Squadron. Oh no, that looked like the luxury one. Once we get en route, I'll go outside and turn the labels on.
VTOS.
Yeah, I don't know, Alpha. For some reason, somewhere I'd read 90 centimeters, but it literally doesn't. Just bear with me a sec.
VY.
Yeah, it doesn't. It just doesn't see my eyes unless I get lower and closer. But I had heard that it does give you a bit of extra stability. Right, let's just get the head. There we go. Because it's not just reading the head, obviously. And of course, you know, there'll be people that say, well, duh, it's an eye tracker. But people said to me, and people have been saying to me for some time, yeah, but it tracks the head really well. It's really cool. Which is one of the reasons for it. So here's a good example. See how it's jogging around a bit? Something it does do,
500.
and this could actually be part of it, is get a bit more altitude. Things that you're doing with your face, it can misinterpret it. So if as I'm talking to you and my mouth is moving in an expressive manner, it's seeing movement, and sometimes that can inject things into it. So if I shut up, that's quite smooth, but if I start talking and using facial movements, it's not going to do a thing. It's still quite smooth. So yeah, I don't know what it is. It's just weird, but it's really nice. It's really nice not having to have the blackout blind up all the time, because that was a pain in the neck. And it's also nice not changing batteries. Now this is something pretty cool. The ambulance that was on the scene there, can you see it down there? It's left the scene, but he's driven off. It doesn't just blink and disappear, it's actually still on the map. It's just little things like that I think are kind of cool. Having a look. So what is she? Well, she's still not good. Patient condition 31. Can't remember what she was before. Separate sim objects. I must have been waffling about something. What was that to do with the ambulance? There we go. Excuse me. Right, what's the time? So it's coming up to 25 to 6. Yeah, so the ambulance is injected by the mission generator, but it will when you've done the rescue, it does drive off. It doesn't just disappear, which is pretty cool. just pick up a bit of speed. So we're 6 minutes from the hospital. 5 minutes now. Everyone hang on in the back. Right, what's the time? So it's now 25 to 6. There's the Chinook. Look at that. Fantastic. Rather good formation flying there, Aiden. This is the other thing with the Toby. If I do that, it kind of... Oh, actually, no, that's quite good. I've got to say, Alpha, if you're still there, your settings are very good. Much better than what I had before. I had all sorts of issues before. If I suddenly look right, I'd kind of be face planting out here. So that's working quite nicely now. Orbital, at some point, mate, at some point we've got to get you into Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then you'll be able to fly all this stuff. Look how cool that shadow is down there. I don't know if it's coming on. Hopefully you can see it on the stream. You can see my helicopter and you can see the Chinook in formation, the shadows. How cool is that? Yeah, I love the 500E Orbital. It's a lovely helicopter to fly. It's so nippy. The certainly the Cowan Sim 500E is a little bit more squirrely to fly, but I always feel once I've dialed into it, it really does feel like I'm connected to it, and I can put it where I want to put it, and it's just nippy and light, and it's just a beautiful shape as well. I had a toy Hughes 500 when I was a kid, and I've always been in love with that kind of design. There's some really cool videos on YouTube actually. A guy who is works on a tuna trawler, and you know, the helicopter goes up and spots the tuna to direct the boat, but the way he can throw that thing around, well, he's not throwing it, it's very precise flying, but he just effortlessly, you know, puts it where he wants to put it. Right, so we're 2 minutes out now. Let's reduce the altitude a bit. At some point I need to have a look at using say intentions with helicopters. I haven't a clue on using say intentions with helicopters, because it's something I've never done with ATC, but it would be good fun to try it. Right, what's the wind doing? So that's interesting. The wind looks like it's almost opposite to what it was before.
2 miles from hospital.
Okay, let's get back into concentration mode. So, autopilot off. I have control. Well, that could be debatable. Right, let's look out for the... There's the landing pad over there. Getting some head bobbing. And you can see the wind has kind of switched from last time we visited here. This is the kind of thing that can happen. But this isn't live weather. This
Rear
is
crew,
the
we are approaching the landing site.
Preset, the cinematic preset. Patient vital signs are fading. Something else that this will make you do is they'll suddenly say, right, you've got to land so that we can do CPR and everything.
500.
And you literally have to put the helicopter down somewhere so that they can do what they need to do and then get cracking again. Right. Let's close that, then we can get a better view, and let's focus on landing. This is when that head bobbing is a complete pain in the neck. Link's just doing a gun run there just to check for us. Thank you for that. So yeah, the windsock isn't really corresponding to the wind that the helicopter's reporting. And the helicopter feels like it's pretty much into wind, so I'm happy with that. Got distracted by that van there. I was actually going to look and see if it had post office markings on it. I thought, wow, that's realistic, but let's focus on landing.
Rear crew, prepare for ground operation.
Well done, lads. Well done. Okay. So again, I'm going to leave it in idle.
Helicopter in position. Rear crew, clear to start operation.
They're going to unload the Casualty. It's annoying the way that pops up every time. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip paperwork, and then we're going to go back to Inverness and land, and then we will call it an end for the stream. Oh yeah, let's have a look. Let's turn the labels on. See who's who. So we have the luxury variant. Wow, we've got quite a collection now. I think because of the proximity, the labels probably... Let's see if they come on. There we go. Alpha, Guy, Azracer, Hawkwind, Ado. There you all are. Wonderful. Right, so I'm going to end the mission. There we go. Come on. Getting that click spot. Okay, no, it's going to do that. Okay. We've got a failure right at the end of the mission, which is unfortunate. Normally it would come up with a dialogue. When you click end mission, it would come with a dialogue where I think it says it's going to upload the result to the server or something like that. So but obviously something went wrong there. Anyway, we are no, there's not an object evaluating this mission. Core macro. I'll tell you what I am going to do. Let's just quickly take a screenshot, and then I can have a look at that with the developer, who is a wonderful guy. Okay, right, who have we got? We got everyone. Looks like it. Okay, so yeah, as I said, we'll head back to Inverness, the airport. I'm just going to double check, see if I can... The fact that that line is still in means that there's some kind of mission still loaded in, so I want to see if I can clear that, but I don't think I'm going to be able to, because that's still there. Back to dispatch screen is not responding. Let's try that. So I've clicked on that again, and that's okay. That's fine. Okay, so that's all good. Abort mission, and then we're good to go. So we are literally now out of the mission. We are off the clock, lads. Off the clock, and let's go direct. Nearest airport, EGPE, activate. There we go. All good. Right. Let's get back into. Just double check the overhead. Actually, let's do that. Do that. Have a look up here. Yep. Good. Okay. Here so the guys can get off. See the head bobbing around a bit there. Yeah, I wonder, Alpha. I wonder if I just need to turn down the I can't remember the full name of it, but that it's like the one that does the overall head tracking sensitivity. I wonder if I just need to dial that down a little bit. Maybe. Talking it a bit there, so I can see the runway. So effectively we'll be flying a circuit. I don't know what the circuit direction is at Inverness. I could pull up the plate, but I should have really done that before. Piss poor planning prevents perfect performance, or something like that. I know that's not what it is. No, you were very good, Aidan. You're flying there in formation in helicopters is very good. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Alpha. Season to taste. I think it is. It's very much a case of. I could just see then. I was redlining it. It is a case of getting it just right, and it also seems to be in different conditions. You get a different response as well. So you're constantly having to tweak it. In all honesty, I hope I find the sweet spot. But right now, for all the faff, I do wonder if it's worth it, and it is very expensive. And I did buy it, by the way. It's not a. I'm definitely not on Toby's radar, so they've not given me one. But compared to, I guess it's pretty much more than double the price of the Grass Monkey system that I'd got. And the only disadvantages of that were having to charge up batteries for the thing that stuck to your headset and having to use the blackout blinds all the time. But the actual head tracking itself, the 6 degrees of freedom and all that kind of stuff was absolutely spot on. Why can yes? I'm just reading your question. You say we soon will be able to get our hands on the links. That's PC only, right? So sad. Well, yes. Microsoft 2020, it will be PC only. But I've not watched any of the 2024 videos. I'm sure I read in an article that they are allowing, or they're bringing a way in so that you can actually, there will be a way that free third-party content can get into the sim. I might have misunderstood that, but you know, there might be, it might mean the Xboxers can get hold of it. It's always seemed a bit daft. I mean, one of the, oh, I'm sorry, Kimmy the Worm. He's thinking, get the hell out of the way, right? I was going to do an approach on the runway, but I'm going to get out of his way. There's nothing more annoying, especially if you're doing an ATC-driven flight or anything like that, than some absolute bloody idiot getting right in your way. Do you know what, Joel? I've never really done a settings video because it's how can I say it? Everyone's sim is just so different. I mean, this Toby situation I've got is a prime example of that, where some people find that it's buttery smooth, no problems at all. And mine every now and again is acting funny, and it's like that with so many things that I've never really seen the point of a settings video, because my computer's different to yours, my drivers might be different to yours. I don't think it really I don't know if it really helps, but I mean, if there's a particular setting that you're wondering about, shout it out in the chat and I'll tell you what I've got it set at. There we go. Oh, what controls do you use? Okay, so that's an easy one. I have got a Thrustmaster Warbird grip from my old setup. I've got a 15cm Virpil extension. I've got a Virpil Warbird base. I've then got a Virpil desk mount, so this is why I'm sitting so far back from the screen. I've got a Bravo throttle which I use for my collective in this case. I'd love to have one of those seat-mounted collective controls, but maybe another, another stage, maybe when I'm not working from home so much. And then I've got Thrustmaster TPR pedals, and that all works really well for me. Using the throttle lever for collective actually works really well for me as well. One of the great things about the H145 is, I just remember where it is.
Damn you, Toby, stay still.
I don't think it's in that one. Why am I being so dumb? Setup. Here, where is it? Collective, increase, decrease, step size. I've got that set down to the smallest, so that with my throttle lever on the Bravo, the control is just lovely. It's in terms of collective control, it's my favourite in all the helicopters. I can probably get a similar effect maybe with curves or something like that, but the collective in this helicopter on that setting is just perfect kind of sweet spot. Works really well for me. It's beautiful. Joel, I'm just trying to get those fly past views that you do like in the Compton Aberswan. Camera and drone settings. I don't really have any settings. I mean, it's just really using the camera and the drone. So I'm not sure. So I'm using a game controller for my to move the camera around, very simply, because it's the easiest way to do it. And then if you wanted to do a flyby, I do find this can be a little bit temperamental. So let's try it. If I excuse me, if I want to video a flyby, then I will take off follow mode. I'll put lock mode on, and yeah, it's working now. Okay, sometimes it doesn't work for me. I'll lock something in the distance, and I don't know what the trick to that is. But so I'm now in drone mode. But if I move around, you can see it's staying centered on that. So you just use your recorder of choice. I use Sky Dolly. You lock your aircraft. You go and park yourself somewhere on the runway. And then you replay the landing, and you get that nice kind of follow thing going on. I hope that helps. I hope that answers your question. Right. Okay. Let's start to wind it down a bit. There we go. Right, lads, it's barbecue time. I'm not doing the cooking. I've been busy doing the flying. It's about time you. Get the barbecue out. You've not said a word. You've been no help at all. Get out there, get the barbecue on, and get the beers out. And get Duxford out of the hut. What's that? What would you suggest for a setup without pedals? Honestly, I know it's easy to say it. Honestly, I don't. I cannot conceive of flying without pedals. I've got a I can't even remember the name of it now. So the joystick I had before the Warthog was a Thrustmaster. It's the really well-known one where you can detach the throttle control, and it's got a large rocker bar on the throttle, and you can use that for rudder. Now, I used to find that was quite good for steering on the ground, so that could be quite good for using the anti-torque pedals in a helicopter. I don't know, I've never tried it, but I can't imagine flying without rudder pedals. And anybody who's on an Xbox that can fly a helicopter with one of these, you've got ninja skills, because I've never My sons have got an Xbox, and when they're playing shooters and that sort of thing, and they're aiming with one of these, I'm very much a keyboard and mouse kind of guy. They're skills that I don't possess. I'm probably too old to do that sort of thing, so I have no idea. Joel, how do I replay? It depends on what software you're using, mate. The best thing to do is have a look at Sky Dolly, have a look at some of the flight recorders, and then depending on which one you're using is how that will work. It's not something I could really kind of cover here, but maybe have a look for some YouTube videos on flight recorders like Sky Dolly or something like that, and that'll make a lot more sense. God, I can't wait to see you in the links. You have to let me know when you fly. Yeah, I need to. I've got it for model matching, but I've not tried to fly it yet. But I need to have a look at it, because I know that you guys that have flown it all absolutely adore it. So I need to have a look at that. Aiden, yeah, well, there you go, mate. You've got ninja skills. Not only can you fly a Lynx in formation incredibly well, you're doing it with one of these, dude. How? It's a miracle. Why can't you Thrustmaster T? I think that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know which way. I want to say that the stick is, you can also do the twist thing for it, but I always used to use the bar on the throttle, and that was, as I say, that was really good for it felt good for kind of rudder control and steering on the ground, nose wheel. But I never flew helicopters, so I don't know. Right, cool. Okay, well, I think that it is just gone 6 o'clock in the United Kingdom, and I think it's time to call it a day. I've kept you good people for long enough. It has been wonderful having you along. I don't do enough live streaming, and it's always wonderful when people do actually come along and join. That's interesting. Just noticed I've got an engine fail. That's because I turned engine 1 off, but I didn't turn engine 2 off. Yeah, it's always wonderful when people come along, and I do appreciate you watching. And it's always good. It's one of the things I love about live streaming is that when you're making a video, you're waffling to yourself, but when you're live streaming, you can actually talk to people, and that's fantastic. Orbital I think you were talking about the T-Flight Hotus X. That could be it. That could be it. I don't think I've still got mine out. I think it might be in the attic, but yeah, that could well be it. That could well be it. Thank you, Alpha. Thanks for getting the barbecue out, mate, and thanks again for your settings for Toby. It's reduced my madness quite a lot, I can tell you that. I was literally ready to box it up and send it back, but putting your settings in last night has made a huge difference. Definitely a burger. Cheeseburger, jalapenos, onions. That sounds good to me. That sounds good to me. Cool. Right, everyone, thanks ever so much for joining. It's been wonderful having you along, and I look forward to seeing you on the channel again soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.